Hey, what's up, y'all? And of course, welcome to another alternative factuals video. For the last couple weeks, I have been mostly trying to do one video for the week. Mostly because, like I said, it's the holidays, it's the month of December, and there's a lot of stuff going on. Christmas shopping. Just a lot of people are busy, and the holidays I would like to spend with family, friends, and all that stuff. So I don't know. Next week, I'm debating whether or not I'm going to make a video, or maybe I might just do a live stream of some sort, something like that. So it might not be as informal, a lot more chill, just an opportunity to kind of relax and reminisce about the previous year and shows, because a lot of the shows that we've been watching are currently on break anyways. So basically I want to use this time to, just kind of, recap, or, well, not even just this video, I'm talking about like, next week or whatever like that. But before I dive into today's topic for the video, which is something that I think a lot of people would be interested in, especially because there are a lot of Green Lantern fans out there, for Hal Jordan, John Stewart, Guy Gardner, there's a lot of them. Please be sure to like, share, and of course subscribe. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you're feeling. And without further ado, let's just jump into today's topic. So I'm going to keep this kind of short and sweet, or short and sweet as possible. But as we already know, that there's a Green Lantern series that's supposed to be coming to HBO. Is it HBO Max, or is it, I forget. Hold on, give me 1 second. For some reason I am drawing an absolute blank, and I have no reason why. But yes, there is going to be a Green Lantern show coming to HBO Max from the same guy who created the Arrow and the Flash. Basically the same dude who's responsible for the Arrowverse. Now, I'm pretty sure the first question you're going to ask is, okay, is this going to be tied into the Arrowverse in some way, shape, or form? There's a really huge possibility that it might be. As we saw in the Crisis on Infinite Earths event, they tied in a couple shows that aren't necessarily even on the CW network either anymore, or just they're not on the network period, and they just were a DC Comics kind of property. So shows like Titans, we saw like a little glimpse of them. Like I said, we got reference to Smallville. That was like from the same channel, but obviously the show came on before the Arrowverse came into existence. The first Flash from way back in the day with John Wesley Shipp. Also, we got references to basically Lucifer. Lucifer Morningstar is a DC character because he's a multiversal being, because in DC Comics there is a, I guess their version of the One Above All was basically, I forgot what's his name. Why am I drawing so many blanks all of a sudden? But basically Lucifer is the son. Lucifer Morningstar is the son of DC's version of the One Above All. And he's a multiversal being, even though he currently exists, I think, on Earth 666 or whatever like that in the DC universe, whatever they want to call it. There's only one version of him. There's not multiple versions, which is why he knew John Constantine and all that stuff. So, but there's still a pretty good chance that it might tie into the whole Arrowverse and everything like that, based on the whole events of Crisis. So that would be super dope. But what we know about the show so far is basically confirmed that the show will in fact take place at least partially in space. So basically we will get to experience, I guess, Hal Jordan or whoever the Green Lantern is for this series. A lot of it is going to take place on Earth, them kind of figuring out their powers, them kind of going to Oa, them training, and then just all these events unraveling. So if most of it is going to happen on Earth and partially some of it's going to happen in space, then if they follow the same format, then there is a way we can actually get the whole Darkest Night, Brightest Day kind of situation going for Green Lantern. And for a lot of people, I think this event for Green Lantern was one of the biggest events they've ever experienced. It resurrected a lot of people in a zombie way, and it introduced also multiple Green Lantern corps besides the Green Lanterns. So they got the Green Lanterns, got the Blue Lanterns, there's a White Lantern. I'm not gonna list all of them because it would be kind of pointless. But for the most part, we can get these events going on, especially, like I said, with the whole events of Crisis, where if they decide to do a crossover event, or even if it's just a small momentary crossover, even without the shows, they can indeed make this show one of the best Green Lantern shows to ever bless the live television show. Now, there's not really any word on when the show will debut, but HBO Max will launch sometime in the spring of 2020. So you can only assume maybe like the year 2021 or maybe 2022 that this show will actually be coming out. So there's not a lot of information. There's not much of anything. But for those of you who are not really familiar with the whole event of Brightest Day, Darkest Night. Now, the whole point of this storyline is basically just something really simple, and that's just simply the return of Necron. And Necron is basically one of the forms or one of the embodiments of death within the DC universe. Now, all of this was kind of launched off, or was kind of, a continuation to some degree of the whole Sinestro Corps war, but basically for a long time it was just the Green Lantern Corps, and then after that Sinestro made his own corps, the Yellow Lanterns, who were ultimately the physical embodiment of fear. And then after that whole thing launched off, he basically discovered that there's a whole bunch of other colors out there in regards to the emotional spectrum. So this is what made it interesting, but ultimately it was just the rise of Necron, someone who's trying to enter into the main or the living plane of the universe and basically kill everybody, absorb everybody, and then resurrect them a part of the Black Lantern Corps and basically take over everything. And then it was going to take the combined forces of all these Lantern Corps from various different colors for them to come together and then hopefully find a way to bring in the White Lantern Corps, the person who was able to combat Necron and the Black Lanterns. So basically you have the the White Lanterns, the Black Lanterns, and you have every color in between black and white, basically the entire emotional spectrum. Now obviously I'm not going to include things like in DC Rebirth with the whole ultraviolet. That's a little too excessive for right now. I think it's a little too much, honestly. I think the colors that they established already was kind of enough, but whatever. So ultimately I do think this will be an interesting event. Like I said, it resurrected a lot of entities or beings who were technically dead for extended periods of time. Even when it comes to Crisis on certain characters who were killed in previous events, they can be resurrected in this event, and it would make sense and it wouldn't be a plot hole because this is an event that happened in the comic books, and this is the reason why the event actually took place in order to bring back certain characters. Now my biggest concern when it comes to like the Green Lantern I guess series or show is mostly just I guess budget, because a lot of this stuff has to do with like green constructs or yellow constructs or constructs having to do with different I guess colors. And I'm just mostly concerned how it's going to look, as well as their outfits are going to look, because we saw the movie with Ryan Reynolds, and even though I'm not totally against Ryan Reynolds himself, it's just mostly it was a very poorly written movie, and the effects were quite terrible. So it was just that's my primary concern, because visually, aesthetically, you want it to look decent, so that way you at least know that people will be into it. But I don't know. There's just a lot of things to worry about, especially due to the nature when it comes to the whole movie, and a lot of people are going to be skeptical. But I think the series will be a lot better for it. Since TV shows when it comes to DC Comics in general have been a lot better than any movie that they've ever kind of pushed out, with a couple exceptions. So like I said, just wanted to make this video really short. Let me know what you think about the whole possibility that we could get the Blackest Night or Darkest Night, whatever, Brightest Day situation, or you can just let me know what you think about the series as a whole, of it coming to the whole HBO Max, which is being released in 2020. Let me know how you're feeling when it comes to that. If you're new to the channel, please be sure to like, share, and of course subscribe. Leave your comments down below. Like I said, I want to know your opinions and thoughts, and if this still happens to be the last official video for the month of December before we go into the new year. Like I said, I'm going to do a live stream next week or something like that, so that way you can kind of chill, relax, and kind of do something casual before we hit Christmas. I'm recording this on the 17th, so yeah, next week is going to be Christmas, so chances are I'm not going to be recording anything for next week. It's Christmas, come on, spend time with the family. And immediately after that, obviously, will be New Year's. So I'll do a live stream next week, probably Friday, Saturday, one of those two. We'll figure it out. Like I said, next week I'll do a live stream after Christmas, just something a lot more chill, less planned. And then for the most part, we'll transition into the new year, and then we'll tackle the remaining of Crisis, including all the events that we've seen so far. Also, we will be covering Black Lightning. We no longer will be going over I guess Cloak and Dagger, because there's nothing really relevant about it. The show's canceled. Also, The Runaways is being canceled. Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't come on till like this summer, but that's on its last season. A few shows that I've been covering, or at least did a few videos about, they're going to be wrapping up pretty quickly. The Flash is a very sticky kind of show, because it's like they make some of their own choices when it comes to the way that they choose to explain a lot of the events or what happens in their shows. So it's a little weird. It's very weird, but for the most part, I don't know, I'll figure that out. Like, because some videos will do really well, other videos will just be like, nobody really cares. So I don't know, The Flash kind of ruined their own explanations. I think the show is good enough to watch, but it's not necessarily something you want to search up for explanations. But I think we'll figure it out. There's new shows coming out on different, like the DC Universe app. If you want to see those shows explained, or anything like that, or if you want to see certain types of videos again, just let me know. Don't be afraid to tell me. And yeah, so I hope to see you later on. Peace out.